Several people are feared dead or injured after a crush at a major Hindu festival in northern India. We're going to start the program in India, where several people are feared dead and many more injured after a crush at a major Hindu festival. We can take a look here at some live pictures. It happened at the Kumbh Mela, the world's largest religious gathering, being held in the northern Indian city of Prayagraj. Our correspondent, Samira Hussain, is there. She joined me a short time ago with the latest.
Well, look, I mean, just to give you a sense of the choreography of how this is all working, just behind me over here is part of the river. And this is, one of the holy areas where people want to go and take a bath. But really the area that everyone flocks to is further down this way. And it really comes into a triangle kind of shape. And so you can imagine that organizers were expecting millions and millions of people to come. And so when you have this massive number of people converging into one spot, well, it can get pretty dicey in terms of crowd control. So very early this morning, local time, what we're told by witnesses when we got on scene is that you had just thousands of people that were sleeping along the riverbanks. And when they were there, you also had a lot of people that were going into the water or preparing to go into the water to take a dip or take that holy bath. And there was just such a crush of people that came out of the water and came from another direction. And what you had was a situation of these people that were laying down or sleeping on the ground. Well, they ended up getting trampled on. It was really a chaotic scene by the time we got there. And we saw lifeless bodies. We saw, people or bodies being taken away on stretchers by officials there. Now, there is no confirmation in terms of the number of people that are feared dead or the number that have been injured. Really, at this point, officials have been reluctant to really give out any kind of concrete information in terms of the numbers. But what's also remarkable is that, you have this instance in which, this chaotic and catastrophic event happens, but then there are so many millions of people that are still here to bathe. And so once, that area was cleared away, you just had more people coming to that same area to go and take a dip in the waters.
What a horrific scene you've painted there, Samira. I understand, though, that the festival will be continuing. Can you give us a sense of what the organisers are saying?
Well, look, this is a 45-day-long festival that began about 2 weeks ago. And, of all of the days here, there are sort of 6 really big main bathing days that are particularly auspicious for people to take a dip. Today is the most auspicious one. And so organizers were expecting, millions of people to come. Now, in terms of like the more formal event, you have, one part of this festival is really dedicated to the religious leaders, the spiritual leaders. And they are the ones that this is for, that they're supposed to come and take a dip in the waters. And they have, thousands of people that are part of their following. Well, that part of the festival has been canceled, or rather, I should say that has, it's been postponed for now. There's no clear indication when that might happen. But when it comes to just the millions of people that have come here to take a dip, well, you can't actually stop them from coming here. It would create such a chaotic scene. In fact, from where we were standing at one point, we could see barricades that were put up, and you saw, several army officials and police officials that were trying to keep people at bay. But at a certain point, those barricades were toppled over, and people started climbing over barricades, climbing under them. There was a real lack of crowd control in some areas that we witnessed.